so we got to be careful, right? We need to still wear our mask. We need to still socially distance. Okay, we got to work on that one in here. We're not quite socially distanced like we need to be. But as you know, and for those of you who don't know, Al Heggins, I'm running for mayor of Salisbury. I've had a chance to fill that role before. Right now I'm serving as the mayor pro tem. And so now it's time to reimagine, reshape, and reboot Salisbury. It's about how do we collaboratively, as a group, work together to shape the city that we all want and deserve. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. So it's time for us to all work together to do that. And when I talk about reimagining, we're talking about policing. We're talking about policing and community relations. We're talking about reducing crime in the city of Salisbury. Our crime rates have been going up. It's time to take those rates back down. Yes. Because the city belongs to all of us, and we all have to work together to make sure those things happen. When I talk about reimagining, I am talking about how we work together collaboratively to talk about the money that is coming into the city of Salisbury and what it looks like when we as a council are starting to vote on the budget. That needs to be a community conversation. Do you agree with me? Yes. That shouldn't just be 5 people. It shouldn't just be 5 people. And that has a name. It's called participatory budgeting. And so when you engage in participatory budgeting, what it means is you're being completely transparent, you're being completely inclusive, and you're talking about what the needs of your communities really are so that we allocate the money in the way that it needs to be allocated. Now, how am I doing on time, Ken? Am I okay? Okay, so now I want to talk about reshaping. And when we talk about reshaping Salisbury, there are things that we have in place that we need to build on and improve. One example of that is our Neighborhood Alliance. I would like to see us to expand our Neighborhood Alliance into what I call a Conference of Neighborhoods. And what this means is that you begin to have representatives from every neighborhood, not just some neighborhoods. You have representatives from every neighborhood. Do you feel me? Yes. Okay, do you feel me? Yes. That we have voices from every neighborhood coming in to participate with the city council. That Conference of Neighborhoods, they begin to get to know each other, these different representatives. They begin to understand each other's neighborhoods. They begin to understand which communities are the most high need and where our most vulnerable residents reside. So that when it's time to talk about the money, everybody's in. Everybody's got an idea, everybody understands. And to me, that is productive, collaborative problem solving. So when we have a community, a Congress of Neighborhoods, and you have your council, it gives your local government and it gives your people an opportunity to really engage in a collaborative process about the money. Because whose money is it? Our money. That's right. And it's okay to even say my money. Because it's taxpayer dollars. So even when we get federal grants, even when we get state grants, that money comes from what? Oh, no, don't be shy. Me. That me. That's right. You can say me, say me. Me. That's right. It's coming from you. And what I want you to understand is that as your tax dollars are going into a city's budget, you have every right to understand where that money is going, how that money is being spent, and talking about where you want to see that money go. Because not only does it benefit you as an individual, it's benefiting your families, right? Just because you might have a child that's not old enough to vote, and even though some of us might have some pets that people don't think about that often, we got to take care of everybody and everything. Can I get an amen on that? Amen. Pastor, it's okay for me to answer an amen. Is that all right? And lastly, when I talk about rebooting, in the city of Salisbury, we need to reboot our economic engine. We are very proud of our downtown, but in order to have a thriving downtown, everybody's got to feel welcome downtown. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Go ahead. Everybody's got to feel welcome downtown. Yes. Because look, if you are a downtown business person, listen, you don't care where the dollars are coming from, do you? You don't care where the dollars are coming from. You just want to have a thriving business. And so we have a lot of entrepreneurs who would like to have pop-up areas where they can showcase their goods and their services. Can you see in our downtown Salisbury, our brick and mortar businesses, our brick and mortar restaurants, along with a few food trucks, along with a few pop-up entrepreneurs, so that there is something for everybody. That there's something for everybody. And last but not least, we've got to make sure that the city of Salisbury is true to our resolution of reconciliation. We talked about the fact that we were going to do an equity report annually. We have yet to do that equity report. It is time for us to live up to the fact that equity is important.
Yes.
And when we talk about equity, it means that you're using a lens that looks at each and every disenfranchised community. I just don't want you to put race with equity. I want you to put people with disabilities. I want you to put the LGBTQ community. I want you to put women. I want you to put race. I want you to think about all the disenfranchised communities that exist in Salisbury, North Carolina, because each community deserves access and each community deserves a voice. And so when a city uses an equity lens, it means that we are being deliberative in that decision-making process to make sure that we're including each and every person that we can. So what's my bottom line, y'all? I'm a teacher. I didn't do a good job. The bottom line is this, that everybody belongs. When we sit down at that table, we have a responsibility to look around that table and say, who's not here? And so I think I'm coming up on my 3 minutes, and if there's nothing else you remember from this speech, the one thing I want you to say and the one thing I want you to help me drive home is, not only is Al Heggins for the people, Al Heggins is with the people.